Hello there, YouTube. Murray Carter here, and you just caught me cleaning the stage of my new Nano sharpening system. I'll talk about that in a second. We have some great videos coming up for you guys here on the use and application of the Nano sharpening system. But let me tell you briefly about it, and one of the most exciting features that was convincing enough for me to jettison my old sharpening stone system and wholeheartedly embrace the Nano system. I've known Carter-Stanley of Nano for roughly 17, 18 years. We would bump into each other at the Blade Show in Atlanta. And when I saw him this last year in Atlanta, he was showing me all his great lineup of products. And he was sharing with me his philosophy for sharpening. I immediately suggested that we join forces and combine over 80 years of hand sharpening experience and over 30 years in Japan together, and that we would start representing this product together. The Nano system is a system absolutely complete sharpening stone system that involves a pond to hold the slurry, the runoff slurry, the stage, all the different stones that fit securely on the stage from 70 micron all the way up to 1 micron. It involves some diamond surf stones, which are great for sharpening some of the harder alloys of steel, such as ZDP 189 and Vescoware and LMAX, etc., which are near impossible to sharpen with conventional abrasives. And it involves some really high-end lapping plates of different diamond grits, and some are surface coated in diamonds, covered in nickel, and some are actually button diamonds that are industrial clumps of diamonds that you'll never wear out in your entire lifetime. And these are really true and straight and really handy for lots of things. But the one feature of the Nano system that really was attractive to me was the fact that you can buy the backing plates all by themselves that fit perfectly on the sharpening stage. Of course, this is how you're going to sharpen with it. And what you can do is if you have stones that you really love that you've been using for years, and you don't want to retire them, and you don't want to just set them aside because you're interested in getting into the Nano system, which is a complete system. Let's say you have a stone like this. This is really thin, compared to how they usually look when they're brand new. You can see that this stone here in my right hand is really thin and close to being retired by most common practices. But the good news is that we can attach this stone to one of the backing plates that you can purchase by itself, and then you can use it until the stone is completely gone, which gives you 500-600 more sharpening sessions when your stone gets like this. So I'm going to run through real quickly how that works. First of all, you need to make sure your stone is absolutely dry. If you're in the habit of keeping some stones in water buckets like I've got here, then you need to take it out a couple of days in advance and put it in a place where it's going to really be able to dry. Earlier, I just took this out of the water bucket this morning, hit it with a heat gun, and thought I'd be okay to go, and actually the adhesive had a hard time sticking to it. So make sure your stone is completely dry. The second thing you're going to want to do is that the side that you are going to adhere to the plate needs to be flat. Well, there's no better tool than one of these lapping plates that you can get from Nano. So I can spend a second. You can see I got a couple of high spots on that stone. Okay, you can see white all around. You can just see how quickly those diamonds work. They're a real blessing. We're just going to wipe that off real quick. You can see I've got an X there in the stone, which is something that I did traditionally for years to indicate that that was the back side of the stone, so people didn't get confused and start using both sides of the stone, and the stone would start getting wobbly and dangerous to use. You won't ever have that problem with a Nano system, because once the stone is adhered to your backing plate, then you can't use the back side anyway, so that's good news. This is the way the backing plates come, and there's the backing plate in there and also a piece of very specially developed adhesive. And so here's our adhesive. We're going to use the red plate because this is a coarse stone. Generally speaking, the red plates are like, hey, danger, caution, this stone's going to take off the most metal. So, you know, use the red plate for your coarsest stone if you're attaching one, and then you get the other color plates for the different finer abrasives. You peel off the white backing first. And ever so carefully, we're going to attach that to our stone to save myself from having to trim too much because this piece of adhesive is a little cut oversized. I'm just inside on the edge on one side and just inside on the end of the other. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim the excess here, kind of holding my blade at a 45-degree angle so that I don't have any adhesive showing once all is said and done. So there's the excess. I'm just going to really press that on there. Make sure there's no air bubbles. And then carefully we peel off the red plastic side, leaving the adhesive on the stone. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to very carefully center my stone on the backing plate. There we go. And then you need to apply 15 pounds of pressure overnight. I'm actually going to, since this is a nice flat backing, I'm going to use that. Put the stone there. Put a little something here to protect my stone. And I've got a little piece of Portland City rail here that's 100 years old. That weighs at least 15 pounds. And I'll leave it just like that. And we'll come back the next day and we'll see how that's adhered. But now if I need or want to, I can flatten out the surface of the stone that I just adhered to the backing plate and enjoy it for another 400 or 500 sharpenings. So here are some more Nano backing plates, and I'm really excited to come in tomorrow after this stone fully dries so that I can adhere this one to one of these backing plates as well. So Murray Carter, stay tuned and subscribe to Carter Cutlery channel because we've got more videos coming up on how to fully utilize and take advantage of our new Nano sharpening system. Truth be told, I took that stone out of the water 10 minutes ago and hit it with a heat gun, and I don't think it's completely dry yet. So do as I say and not as I do. It's like once I feel that, once it touched the wet, yeah, it's lost all its stickiness. I think it lends a certain credence to say that you tried it when it was a little bit wet and it didn't work. I can't emphasize how important it is that your stone is completely dry. Don't try to do this the morning of having pulled your stones out of water, because I went through a lot of difficulty to get that red backing off of there.